Congratulations to those of you who've completed step 1, step 2, and sometimes even step 0 in our gender seminar series. Step 3 is going to be about gender presentation. And that is about how our outside appearance communicates to the world what gender we are. A part of that is our body, a part of that is our clothing, a part of that is our hair, a part of that is our voice or our behavior. All of this packed up together will send a message to observers who will base themselves on all of that to, 1, categorize us in a given gender, and to assess how well we are presenting as that gender. Now, the thing about gender presentation is it may or may not align with gender identity, and it may or may not align with our anatomy, with our biological sex. That can happen in trivial ways. So, for example, I'm a cis woman, and so I have an aligned gender identity and anatomy. I work in a profession where I sometimes wear a suit, and that is clothing that is initially designed for men. I live in a society where nobody would conclude on that basis that my gender is ambiguous in any way, right? Everybody recognizes me as a woman, even if I wear a suit. But at different times in history, that would not have been the case. As a matter of fact, a law banning women from wearing trousers in public spaces was abrogated in France outrageously recently. There were times in European history where a woman in trousers in public could be condemned. And of course, today, if you are a trans person and you align what you can of your gender presentation with your gender identity, so you pitch your voice, you do your hair, you change your clothes in order for your presentation to fit your identity, your recognition as your gender by others may or may not work without the help of medicine. And that can be among the reasons why people seek gender-affirming care, for the acceptance of others that their presentation is sufficient to be categorized in the gender of their identity. Another thing about gender presentation is that when we assess how well someone is doing, we can be more or less strict about it. We can have views about what's acceptable to present as a specific gender that become broader or narrower in different contexts. And this is what this commenter is commenting on. I've often noticed other cis women have a more narrow idea of what a woman is, like telling me I'm brave for using my natural voice and not pitching it. I mean, I could speak like this as well if I wanted to, but maybe if my society tells me I have to speak like this, there's a problem. And maybe if I want to speak like this, that's my more natural voice. And whether we allow any pitch of voice that is natural or not, whether we want girls to be more girly and boys to be more boyish, or whether we allow more leeway in gender presentation, is one of the issues around gender presentation too. Yeah.